Hello, I'm Mark O'Hare, I'm from Preqin, and I'm delighted to be here at Super Return Middle East in Dubai. Today I'm going to be talking about the latest data and trends on private equity in the MENA region and the opportunities and challenges ahead. Starting with a global overview, LPs, the investors, are very happy with private equity. It's met their returns, or indeed it's exceeded them. So generally speaking, LPs around the world are allocating more and investing more in private equity. It's the one place where they can get superior returns. That's the global picture, and it's led to a very strong fundraising since the global financial crisis. The story in emerging markets has been a bit different. Emerging markets recovered well in 2010, 2011, but since then, frankly, it's been difficult, with the one exception of emerging Asia. So China and other parts of emerging Asia growing strongly. Sadly, the MENA region and other emerging markets regions, so Latin America, emerging Europe, Sub-Saharan Africa, are all having, frankly, a bit more of a tough time. So that's the bad news. What about the good news? Well, there actually is a lot of good news looking forwards. The economic backdrop and the demographics in the Middle East, very positive. And in fact, if you look at the private equity funds based in the region, they've actually done pretty well. One of the criticisms investors have for emerging markets private equity is we see the money going in, we see the IRRs based on net asset values, but does the money come back? Do we get distributions? Well, in the MENA region, the answer is yes. There have been really quite good distributions, and in fact, we've seen more distributions back to LPs over the last 10 years than money's gone in. So that's been a positive story. Also, there's an emerging investor base here in the region, the GCC and the MENA region more broadly. I said that LPs globally are not looking so closely at emerging markets as they were, and that's true, but we're seeing a very strong trend of family offices in the Middle East who are growing their interest in private equity, and in particular their interest in investing in the region itself. So we're going to see a big growth in local LPs from the region investing in private equity in the future. Looking at the GP ecosystem, there is a growing number of local GPs. In common with other emerging markets, most of them are relatively inexperienced, so a lot of first-time funds, a lot of people on their second fund, much fewer who've got a long track record. But again, you're looking at an emerging region, these are early days, and there are clearly opportunities ahead. So we're seeing enthusiasm from the GP community, the local firms emerging, and we're also, most critically, seeing enthusiasm from LPs, local emerging LPs. As a personal forecast for the future, I firmly believe that when the local LPs have demonstrated their commitment and enthusiasm for the region, it won't be long before global LPs follow them and start looking at and committing to this region. So lots to look forward to in the future.